Hello.
We are back to our sweet life.
Welcome to our suite in Bali.
In Bali again.
Bali, we're still here. We're not leaving. I mean, I would stay here forever if I could.
Really? No.
I love
mean,
it.
The bugs got me on the edge last night.
Oh, we've had a lot of bug situations going on. So there's a corpse of a dung beetle floating around our pool currently.
There's multiple
and I
corpses
just want to
in
say,
our house.
we didn't put it there.
No.
He fell in the pool.
It drowned itself.
Yeah. But once again, we're not talking about Bali today.
Yeah, we are not. We're talking about London life.
Back to
living.
London life.
Back to London.
This is like the part 2 of the whole like growing up in London vibe.
Yeah. I can't remember what we even spoke about. The modelling.
Yeah, the scams.
The buses. Did we talk about the buses? Bus life. Bus life's kind
I
of
don't think
cool.
we talk about bus life.
Oh, I was thinking of it then.
What's bus life?
Just like being cool on the bus was a whole thing. Who was asking me? Was it you? How did we used to have school buses? I was having this conversation with somebody.
It must have been someone American because they would know that we don't have school buses.
No, we had a school bus.
What do you mean
It
you
was
had a
me and you
school
talking about
bus?
this. So we had a school bus, a 632. There was 3 of them that used to go every day. It was a double-decker red bus.
Oh, what, they used to stop outside your school and then go on the route?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
had one of those as well.
Yeah, so we had a specific school bus. But I was talking to somebody about this because they were like, we never had that. And I was like, oh.
But like, but people could get on the bus, right?
No. It
So
was
on
just for our
ours,
school.
no. So like, once
was
it
me
left
and
our
you.
school and it started to go a few stops, people from the public could get on.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ours was literally just, like, after the school, it was just off. You couldn't get on.
So you can only get off.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could only get
no.
on at the school, and then it would go, like, all the way down, like, basically at Kilburn High Road. It went quite far, to be fair.
Ours would be like just run as a normal bus, basically. So people would get on, public people would get on, but they'd hate it because it was just full of schoolgirls.
Oh, but that bus was crazy. It was
Was it
like the whole school.
Oh, it wasn't the whole school because there was only one route and there's obviously like loads of routes to go to my school. So like people wouldn't always get on that bus. I didn't get on that bus. I didn't go my route.
Yeah, I didn't. Only if I was like staying over at somebody's house, or like sometimes I would just for the vibes.
Yeah, sometimes I go for the vibes.
Yeah.
I can't lie. And like a couple
Because-
stops down, people from the boys' schools would get on the bus because they would be like,
yeah,
"Oh, we
you
want to get on the girls' with the
promiscuous
bus."
girls' school
Yeah, we
girls.
were a girls' school. Girls' schools
Yeah.
weren't fun though, you know.
I know. I would never have gone.
You
to
were
one.
a mixed school.
Yes.
Yeah, girls' schools were like it was kind of like I was popular hating life.
My parents were like, "You will never go to a girls' school."
Girls' schools are good for girls.
I mean, I was almost sent to Watford Grammar School, which would have been very different.
Is that mixed or girls?
It was a girls' school.
Okay. Statistically speaking, mixed schools are good for boys, girls' schools are good for girls. Like for like best results.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think because girls get distracted by boys too easily.
I mean, I feel like in my school the boys didn't do well.
Really?
No, they were distracted by the girls.
Yeah, I was surprised when they said that mixed schools are good for boys. Maybe because it teaches them how to like integrate. But then I feel like, did you go to a sixth form or did you go to like a college?
My school had a sixth one, but I didn't stay. I went to college.
So I also went to college. I didn't stay at my sixth
College
form.
was wild.
College was like, what's going on?
Remember college link up?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
god! Someone do a documentary, please, about college link up. Otherwise, I will do one. We need to find the culprit. We need to get a cashback.
Yeah.
We got scammed.
Scammered.
Everybody got scammed.
Everyone got scammed.
We were waiting for the coaches, I believe. If people don't know
I
what
can't
college
even
link up
remember.
is,
I can't
it was
remember.
basically this party. It was basically a fire festival
For
that never happened, but
uni
it was
students.
a party. It was college students.
College students, sorry.
And it was a party. We all bought tickets for the party. There was coaches that come to pick you up, whatever. Anyway, they never turned up. Nothing ever happened. God knows who set it up and who scammed us, but we got scammed. Funky house days.
Funky house
I
days.
feel like
yeah.
Americans don't really know what funky house is.
Because they only really came to their house era recently.
Yeah, like
sorry.
a year ago.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah, but some of them won't want to admit that, but it's
They're
true.
like, oh my god, I love like garage. And,
Garage?
like, I love this house. And we're like, we had
that in our
What is it,
teen
migraine
years.
skank,
Oh
like
my
10
god, the
years ago,
migraine
huh?
skank.
yeah.
2 hands in the
Deneo. If you don't know Deneo, who
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah. Oh.
I remember one time I
Deneo.
was in what's his name? Some funky house guy's car, and he had his child seat in the back, and I was like, hey.
What's also kind of crazy is like when we were going to like funky house raves, so like that would be like secondary school, college age. No, college to like
College,
uni
yeah.
age. All the DJs were mad old.
They were.
In comparison to us. Like we were like 19, 20,
And
22.
moving to the girls.
But the DJs and stuff were like in their 30s and they were
Yeah.
chatting us up.
Plus.
Like
30 plus.
and I didn't realize it at the time. I just thought we were all the same age.
Yeah.
And then now when I look back, I'm like, these men are like 40, 50.
Yeah.
So like you was definitely doing older.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. The
wasn't
whole
good.
like much older guy moving to the young girl thing let it go. We even had this the other day. So the other day, me and Helena were at this like day club, beach club, and I go into the toilet, and this young girl stops me, and she's like, sorry. Can you like check outside? Is there a guy meeting this description? So I was like, oh, hold on a minute, go outside. See the guy, come back. I was like, yeah, he's outside. She's like, oh, like, I'm just gonna hide in here because like I'm a minor and he knows it, but like he's trying to make me go home with him. And I'm like, what the actual hell? Like I was ready to go like rip this guy apart. And she's like, please don't talk to him. Please don't talk to me. And then eventually she left. But like I don't ever know what happened with that. But
bad.
I was like, do you want to stay with me? Like she was just like, I'm just gonna hide in the toilet. Hide in the toilet. She's 15.
Yeah.
Like.
So bad.
It's
it really
so
is.
bad.
But I remember at that age, like in school, it was cool when like an older boy was picking you up. Like you were like, yeah, he's like two. Like, but now I'm like, that's weird.
I remember one of my friends, we must have been 14, 15 at most, because we were still in secondary school age, still in uniform. And she had a boyfriend who was, I believe, 25.
That's crazy.
So like 10 years older. She was underage.
That's really weird.
And she was like, yeah, my man's like much older. Like he picks me up in his car. She thought it was a flex. And now I'm like, that was not a flex. That was literally pedophilia. Like, what the hell?
I mean, it was a flex for her at the time, but then like weird for your boyfriend. So
I
weird.
said to her, I remember I said it at the time, I was like, but like, why do you want a guy who's like so much older? And she was just like, he's just more mature, you know? And I also think like films, I think we spoke about this before, but I feel like films kind of like, hype this idea of an older man because when we were younger we watched all these shows and she's like, yeah, my man's in college, and I'm going to college party, but like they were in high school, so like what business do you have at a college party with 20 plus year olds drinking?
It was not cute.
Not good at all. And I think that culture of like younger women is just like, let's not get started, but it's not good, guys. It's not good. You need to like warn your little sisters about this behavior.
It's true.
It's not good. It's kind of also sad that we have to warn our younger sisters and the younger women about it, because in actuality men should just be better. I'm not saying all men, but some men need to be better.
I mean, back then we were like cool because we wanted to get in the rave for free.
100%. I had all the DJs on speed dial.
Yeah.
But like,
legit, just walk up to the door and be like, hey.
Yeah, but like now I'm just like, what business did I have? 17 chatting to this like 30-year-old trying to get in the rave. No idea though. I had no idea that like this is actually kind of weird and seedy.
Remember BlackBerry Messenger? What a time.
What a time to be alive.
I used to have my ex's like grills as my photo.
Your ex had grills? Let's start there.
No, he had a gold tooth, sorry. He did have grills sometimes, but he had the gold tooth. And he had this picture of like his mouth, like with the teeth open. It had those gold teeth, and that was like my display picture.
I bet you thought you were so cool.
Love. I was like, that's my man.
I'm gonna stick beside
him. Legit. In my picture. Yeah, but and they used to get random people adding you. I also remember there was a picture that I used to have, and I cut. It was like me, like on this table of this random photo shoot we did at uni, and the end of it was like my legs up with like these heels on, and I'd cut the picture, and then people were stealing it and putting it on their BlackBerry.
So just like your heels?
Just my legs with the heels in.
It's probably foot fetish people.
And I was like, okay.
Foot fetish for sure. Have you ever dated a guy with a foot fetish?
No.
Me either. But one time I was in a festival, and it was like a beach festival. I had like sandals on, and I looked down, this guy was like crouching down, just looking at my feet.
That's weird.
And I was like, what's going on? He's like, I like your feet.
I did have one guy screenshot a picture from my Instagram, zoom, and send me the zoom, and was like, your feet. And I was like, no. Weird.
I've never got the foot fetish thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But I also feel like fetishes in general can be quite weird. Like there's the financial dominatrix thing. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's basically like when men with like a lot of money pay a woman to like basically dominate him through money. So she might be like, for instance, oh, I've just transferred £100 out of your bank account, slave. And then he'll be like, oh, all hail the master kind of vibes.
I'll sign up for that.
And I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, I'll sign up for that.
Yeah, apparently. And like, she doesn't really have to do much. Like, she just has to like play around with his money. I mean, that sounds like a cup of tea. My cup of tea.
I mean, I've got a lot of nostalgic tales.
Go on, give us one.
Pixo.
I don't think I used Pixo.
What?
No.
Like the website, you could build it yourself. This is where I get on my website building knowledge from.
I don't remember.
It was pre-MySpace.
Okay.
So like you had a website, you'd build it, and it was like people used to have all different stuff. Like there used to be one that was like rate rate guys' six pack. So like boys would have like a page like for their gang, and then one of their pages on the website, and then it'd be like a little comment box.
Oh, I remember this.
And
We had a
everything
website
was,
for
like, flashing.
Our girl group had like a website.
Yeah. And it would be like about me, and every page would be about
and we had a
pictures.
page, and everybody from the group had their own page.
Yeah.
What was your like name?
Oh, I had loads. Like my MSN name was Trini Princess.
I was Ash Kid.
Awful. So dry.
Awful.
And then I was also Miss Exclusive.
I was like Miss Sweeney, some guy's Little Miss or whatever.
Who?
Little Miss Sweeney.
What's that?
Is that some guy from Ends?
Do you remember you used to have to take the guy's name
Yeah.
and put Miss in front of it?
Yeah. But if you were a Little Miss, that meant like you were just like his female younger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I had a couple Little Miss names.
Little
as
Miss
well.
Sweeney.
Yeah, because his name was Sweeney. I'm pretty sure I was Sweeney's Little Miss. Or maybe it was someone else's Little
That's
Miss.
so weird.
Oh, there was so many like, yeah, it would be like the guy's kind of like street name, and then it would be
Yeah.
like younger, whatever,
Or lady.
older, lady. So lady is your girl, I think, and then Little Miss is like your younger. That's a
Oh,
girl.
I didn't know there was a rule to this.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you could just pick whatever you
No,
want.
no.
I really didn't know
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Do you remember I was showing somebody, I was on my birthday and I was in New York, I was showing them when everybody used to bring like little tiny umbrellas to school. Did you guys used to do this as
Yeah,
well?
everyone had their own umbrella. And you had like the colour handle
Yeah,
thing.
and they were all
yeah.
like the kiddie ones.
the clear, yeah, like patterns on
I
them
had
and
the
shit.
Dora the Explorer one.
Oh my God.
So I was showing my New York girls, and they were like, "What the hell's going on?"
Did you have a
here?
Just Do It backpack?
Oh yeah, the little tiny
I had
one,
the
nothing
pink little
fits
one,
in
yeah,
it.
and bolding my books to get in there.
I was showing them literally like all of us. There's a picture of like all of like the schoolgirls, and we're all holding like random like Princess one, Disney Princess, Dora the Explorer ones, and they're like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "This was just the trend."
I'm not gonna lie, like secondary school in London, Wild Wild West, like it's crazy.
It's really weird.
And like, did you ever
The
do
lollipops.
Did you do like the slick hair
never
and then like
did
the
that.
fan with the pot?
No.
So I didn't do that because I had quite long hair. But what I used to do was like slick all my. I went for a straightening phase, so it was like I
quiff.
straightened my hair. No, I never did quiff.
Oh, I did the quiff.
When I straightened my hair, I just used to wear it down. I used to think, oh, it's so cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I went through like my like more like ratchet hairstyle phase, which is when I used to like comb all my hair out, so like have this massive bun, and like I'd slick my hair here, and then the bush at the back would be like bigger than my head, huge. And then I used to like then I had like slick slides on the side.
Did
like,
you do the dolly pop?
I think I did do lollipops once or twice, but it wasn't really my
never.
thing. I mean, I did bobbles. I liked the bobbles better.
No, I always wished I could be that girl, but I never was. But then actually, I'm like, it was kind of
I
cringe.
mean, it was very cringe.
Yeah.
I think also the quiff thing was kind of. I saw this
quiff
thing on
thing was crazy.
on TikTok, and it was like girls in secondary school in like 2018, and it was like the quiff, and then girls in secondary school. Wait, when were we in secondary school?
Definitely not in 2018.
Well, younger than that, sorry, younger,
Not you.
and then girls in secondary school now, and it's like the ultra slick hair, like with the part, and I was like, it's actually crazy, like how much more developed the girls are now.
Yeah.
Because they was even saying like they've had to ban certain skincare products because young girls are seeing like girls our age using them, like retinol and all these things on like TikTok, and then they're going and getting like drunk elephant.
Well, have you been to Sephora recently in London? There's literally full of like 12-year-olds, and they're just like picking this. I'm like, one, how are you affording this? Because this is like hundreds of pounds worth of skincare in your basket. And two, like, do you even need any of this? I didn't even think about skincare back then. I had like the little like magazine lip glosses that you'd get for free and stuff. Like I wasn't even going to Claire's Accessories. Like I wasn't even thinking about actual skincare. It's really mad.
Claire's Accessories was like the place
my God,
back then.
yeah.
Like all I wanted was like my like $1.99 lip gloss, and like or Vaseline tub. Like, everyone had a Vaseline tub,
Yeah, everyone did have that.
but like I had no care for anything else.
I mean, we weren't allowed. I used to wear eyeshadow to school, but I don't think I was actually allowed to do that. I just did it.
I didn't wear eyeshadow. We weren't even allowed to have colours in our hair. Like I remember sometimes girls would come to like school with like braids that were like blue, and you would like get in trouble.
Oh yeah, no.
You weren't allowed like any colour. I don't think you were even allowed nail varnish.
No, we weren't allowed nail varnish either.
What is this dungeon of life? Where I can't do anything, no
Jail.
individuality. Like
How
in
is it like in
school.
schools now? They're allowed to do it because I see girls with like nails, like long nails.
Yeah, long nails. Like actually crazy.
Surely that's not allowed.
Yeah, I think secondary school now, and also like when we were in secondary school, we were making like music videos with not good dance moves. Now you've got girls doing like TikTok trends, like going viral, having millions of followers. Like it's a completely different world.
But then again, like MySpace was that was like the first taste of like.
Yeah, but like who was MySpace? If you were MySpace famous, you weren't famous.
Cassie, that's how she got famous.
No, but like for singing, for having an actual like, no offense, talent. But like you can just be doing like nothing on TikTok and you could literally be famous.
True,
you know?
true.
Like Cassie was like a singer.
Yeah.
Like people,
MySpace was made for music, though.
yeah, exactly. Whereas like now, if you go on TikTok and you have millions of followers for doing, you could literally just be chopping up a watermelon and talking, and you could be famous.
How did we used to do top friends? Because like, wasn't that like 10 people? Like,
And people used to be like mad pissed if they weren't in your top 10.
sometimes you just like get removed.
Yeah.
And you know it's beef.
Not good.
Yeah, or you know, I think I had my ex in there, and then like he got removed. You know, broken
It's
up.
done. Did you have Bebo?
I did, but I can't really remember it.
I had a
too
big.
bad.
I think I was more on Bebo than I was on MySpace, but I didn't really use it too tough.
What was your MySpace song?
I can't remember. I changed it all the time.
I remember for the longest I had Egyptian Beautiful Lady. Na 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 na. So
I
jokes.
loved Bebo a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, I was definitely a big Bebo girl.
Nah, I can't. Like, I remember it, but I don't remember it had like a thing and like you could heart stuff. But
Yeah. I don't really remember what we did on there, but I know you could write on people's wall, I believe.
Yeah.
And I remember because in my college, when I went to Richmond College, and I think it was massive. Everybody at Richmond used it. Yeah, everybody at Richmond was using Bebo. Like we became, because Richmond was quite big. Like it was maybe like couple hundred students per year, so like you didn't know everyone in your year, and like I made friends from people being like, oh, I saw you in the Glade, blah blah blah, let's like, and then we'd like make friends and whatever, and then we'd meet in at Glades.
Really?
Because Glades was like so there was like different parts of Richmond where you like chill. There was like the Glades, and there was two halves. One was like south, and one was like north, and in the middle of Glades was where all the Muslims chilled. Oh. Yeah, there was like a massive Muslim community, and they used to chill in the center of Glades, and then you used to have like the northwest people and then the south people on this side of Glades.
What do you mean? People from Northwest London went to college there?
Yeah, people from all over London went
Why
to Richmond.
so far?
Don't know, like, and then like there would be like one canteen on this side, one canteen on this side. We were in this canteen, like the south canteen. Then there was a northwest canteen. Then there was also a spot, which is basically the art block, and that's where like a bunch of other people used to chill. And then there was another block, which was like I can't remember what it was called, but like there was another block, and then people basically, that's how you navigate college. Like, are you here? Are you here? Are you here? I was always in Glades with the South man.
But how? Do you know what I'm just thinking? How did we used to like communicate with our friends then?
We had text messages and stuff.
That's
5-day pass.
Yeah. No WhatsApp.
We didn't have WhatsApp. It was just text.
Just like, are you in?
Calling.
Mad.
I remember when I first started college, I had like my first like smartphone after BlackBerry, because BlackBerries were kind of dead by then. And I would like, had a Samsung, and I had like a pen. And I used to get, I loved it. Everyone's like, oh my God, you've got like a Samsung. Like, your camera's so good. Like, it was like,
I never had that. I went straight from BlackBerry to iPhone.
No, and then I got an iPhone after that. Because that was when iPhone was still a bit like,
yeah.
And then I also had a flip phone. Did you have a flip phone?
Oh, the Motorola.
I had the Motorola, and I had a Samsung flip phone prior to that. It got stolen.
My sister had it, then I got hers afterwards, and it was this gold one, and then she used to have the Biggie as her ringtone. It was like, Biggie, 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 and I was like...
And do you remember back when like you used to make the ringtone?
Oh, yeah.
And you used to...
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
that was
awful. And you had to pay like 89 pence for a ringtone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Mum, can I get this ringtone? And all those music
channels that were like, buy stuff, and you text in to get your name on the screen.
Yeah, why would we do that? Also, did you remember on Top FM and they had like, when they would do DJ and the people were writing on the wall like live?
No.
Do you remember that? Yeah. They used to like play the radio, essentially. The radio would be going, and then they would be like, if you was... Let's just say someone wanted to ask you to be their girlfriend. They could write it on Top FM and be like, Helene, I just want to know if you'll be my girlfriend.
That's
And
really
the radio
cute.
person could say it. But they were not saying stuff like that. They were saying more stuff like, this person's beefing this person's a slag, all this stuff. Yeah. Someone put my name on there once.
Oh my God, you're
Ashley
pissed.
from St. Saviour's and St. Olaf's, absolute slag bag.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think I listened to that.
Yeah.
We used to like record the songs from the radio though. We used to have a tape.
Yeah, tape recorder.
And like every time the good songs came on. And I remember like these Choice FM used to have like Cat and RB on a Saturday. And I remember they shouted me out once for my birthday, and I literally recorded it. I was gassed. I was like, ah! So gassed getting a freaking birthday shout
Oh my
out.
God.
It's so mad.
Yeah.
We used to be more creative back then, like making our own mixtapes, making our own websites. Like, no wonder we are how we are today.
I think everything's too accessible to like kids now. Like, it's literally just click of a button and everything's there.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like easy and everything has to look polished and shiny. That's why there's probably so much pressure on them, because everything. Whereas we just had these like very budget looking websites that we made, and like I remember I used to go to this place called The Hub that was near me, and I used to like go to DJ lessons.
Did Did you?
After school, yeah, it was so fun.
I never did that.
Yeah.
I did for more like acting classes.
We had
and
youth
dance.
clubs. We went to youth club stuff.
Oh.
And one of my youth club things, we made like a whole video. And it's like, and then my name was like, I don't know, I think my name was Alice or something in the video. And like, it was like a whole story. And like, it was the conscience. So my name was Alice. And I find out that I'm pregnant. And then my conscience is like on my shoulder. And it's like, my conscience is like, you should tell him. And the other conscience is like, no, you shouldn't tell him. And we made this whole story up.
How old were you meant to be?
We were teenagers. And it was just like, there was all these like 3 or 4 different storylines going on at once. Someone edited it as well. And it was actually really funny. Like,
Really?
one day I'll show you because it's actually really awful.
That's
but,
jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a
the
lot.
extracurricular activities were popping off back then.
I was outside every day after school. Like, sometimes I should be doing homework. These times I'm out on the roadside. Yeah. Did you have any beef in school? I had a lot of beef.
Not really, but I feel like because I had an older sister, she would be like.
Yeah, I did have an older sister, but by the time I started secondary school, she was leaving secondary school. So like we didn't have like much crossover. We had like 1 year of crossover.
Yeah.
And then when I got to like maybe like year 9 in secondary school, that's when the girls from the other schools decided they didn't like me.
Yeah, see, we never because it was just our school in that area. Really, we never really mixed with any other schools, and like girls in my school weren't really problematic like that.
Yeah,
like, there was fights, but like,
it was
not
more about
really.
like boys all the time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, Ashley's talking to this boy, and then he'd obviously be talking to another girl, and then back then girls used to go for the girl.
But that's what I mean, girls' school. You guys were problematic.
But it wasn't in my school. It was girls from other schools that were trying to fight me.
I think, but you guys were too on like the guys. We were more like.
Really?
We didn't care.
Well, it's not my fault.
Nobody was sharing man.
I mean, I didn't know I was sharing a man until the girl from another school came to tell me you're sharing my man, and I'm like, I didn't know. Like, how would I know that? But then they want to beef you because of it. And I remember my friend's sister was like, still at school, she would just be like, well, if you want to talk to Ashley, you're gonna have to go through me. And then they were just like, okay, cool.
I had beef in college, not in school.
I had it in school. Someone wrote on this. Someone also wrote on the actual physical wall, Ashley Major Moss is slag.
Why is everybody calling you a slag?
I don't know. I got called slag a lot. These times I was like mad innocent back then. Didn't even kiss boys. Nothing.
It's like Mean Girls when they're like, we need to stop calling women slag.
Yeah, I didn't kiss a boy till mad late, like 16. I was like proper goody two shoes. And then I'd have this stuff on the wall like Ashley's a slag. And I'm like, I'm just here.
It was the easiest thing to say.
Yeah, everyone was a slag back then. Yeah, she's a hoe. She's like, or like, do you know, like, okay, I don't even know if we should talk about this because it's a bit sexual, but like back then, like if you gave oral sex, I'm gonna say, if you gave oral sex in secondary school, you would be absolutely abused.
I mean, I get why, because if I think now, like a 15-year-old, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, but people were having sex, so like you're being a hypocrite. You're out here jumping in the bed of every man, but she gave head, so she's a slag.
Yeah, the giving head.
Like if you gave head, it was like a massive deal.
I remember a girl in my school.
Once you give head, that's it.
We had to be like secret friends of her because like you couldn't really be seen with that.
You couldn't be seen with the person.
And if someone was like, oh, like this person's coming to the sleepover, you were like,
oh, like you literally couldn't be seen with that person. It's like if people were like, I'm so disappointed in you for doing this, and I'm like, y'all just be out here doing this to anybody. But in secondary school, it was like this big sin.
It was
crazy. Like if you gave head and everybody in the end was like, oh, she's slag.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
And I remember one guy was like, who lived near to me. We were actually friends. Like it was because where I lived, like there was a lot of different people into different schools and stuff. We were all like friends from the area, basically. This guy was like, I think he fancied me maybe. I don't know what. But then one day he decided, because I wasn't really giving the energy he wanted, he was going to spread that I gave head.
They love to spread things.
So he went on Bebo and like all the things at the time. I think Facebook had just started actually. So he was on my Facebook and he was writing how I'm a slag, how I did all. He basically wrote this long thing on my Facebook wall, all saying all these things. And then this rumor started spreading. Everyone was like, oh, I heard Ashley did this, all over Peckham. And I was just like, I was literally crying my eyes out. I was like, this is the end of my life. These times I had never even done. I basically never even kissed. I think I kissed a boy once. And I was like,
I had that too. It was like rumor in my ends that they'd all made up, and then I was literally like, I can never leave the house again.
And even to this day, if I see this guy, I sometimes see him in my mum's, I'm like, I hate you. Like, never speak to me again. Like,
yeah, because that was rough.
It was
and everyone's
rough.
in your area, and you have to be like getting on a bus, and like you don't have a car these times.
Everyone was asking me questions about it, and I was like, I don't know why you said this. I was like proper crying. I was like, my life's over.
I had exact same. I was like, I'm never leaving the house. I'm never doing anything.
This is a reminder: if you're young and you're watching this, and someone spreads a rumor about you, it will pass.
And boys are mean.
Boys are mean. Girls are mean. Everybody's mean. It will pass and life will get better and you'll laugh about it in your 20s and 30s.
I mean, the funny thing is, remember when we were at Hakkasan brunch the other day, like running into my friend from school who, like, me and her literally had beef, and now we're like, hey girl.
Yeah.
Like how many years later? And really it's like nothing. It's like not even anything.
This is the thing.
But it's nuts.
Yeah, it was crazy back then. It was like life was over.
Do you remember when you used to have to call the cinema to get the cinema times? I don't know why the other day I randomly thought of this. I was like, wait, you used to have to go to the cinema but call them.
That's crazy.
That's
like,
really
It was
mad.
before the World Wide Web. Like, we didn't... how did we survive? Sometimes I think, how do people get to places when we didn't...
The map, you had to print it out. Remember that A? Because my dad used to take me to, like, birthday parties, and I used to have to sit in the seat, and, like, he had the book, the A to Z, and you have to, like, flip the page.
That's crazy.
And sometimes the next road wasn't on the next page, so you have to go back to the back. But then you'd get that AA, like, journey planner thing, and it would be like, turn left here. I wouldn't be able to make it anywhere if that was me.
And I remember when sat-navs first came out, and my dad was like, I don't need this device. I've got my map. And I was just like, Steve, man.
And it was so expensive. The TomTom.
The TomTom was mad expensive.
That's crazy.
Like, now I'm just like, you put it into your Google map or your city map and you're there. Instant. Easy to get.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
I feel like we really lived in times of, like, making fire. Like, I know we didn't, but when you think about it, like, now to then, like, we were literally, like, rubbing sticks together to make our fire. And now we're, like, going on our phones and just getting anywhere.
Like, now you can literally, everything is at your fingertip. Easy peasy. Back then, it was, like, a lot more difficult. I feel like it was better that we had to grind for things.
Yeah.
Even to call someone, like, it's like,
and, like, delivery, you can't just get on an app and order a delivery. You have to actually have when we used to have multiple on, like, a Saturday night, get out all of the menus and be like, what are we having tonight? Like,
every Friday night. And also, I feel like even takeaway culture is, like, completely changed. Because when I was young, it's like, on a Friday or Saturday,
KFC.
you have, like, a KFC or a McDonald's or, like, a Chinese.
Remember the ice cream that the KFC used to come with? Yeah, it used to come with the Viennese...
The Viennetta thing.
Yeah, I hated that.
I quite liked it. Sliced.
Oh, fuck me, I fucking hated it. I was like, why do we have to eat this every week? Like, fucking Viennese
Do you always have KFC every Friday?
Not every Friday, but we did have it a lot.
Yeah, we'd have, like, a selection of different places that we liked. We'd have it, like, KFC, you get McDonald's, the local Chinese or something. Yeah. Like, we used to try all these different takeaway things.
Or,
but, like,
my dad used to go out and, like, bring us, like, fried chicken really late, and then wake us up and eat fried chicken. That Viennese thing was ridiculous. Oh, they had, like, millions of them to give away. Wasn't it free as well? Wasn't it?
I think it was free if you got a bucket.
Bro, I want to know the story about that, because that was ridiculous. I feel like there was a lot of Viennese thing. I just didn't like it. I can't remember why.
And that's why you're, like, obsessed. Like,
remember when we used to have toys in the cereal? That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, there's no toys in the cereal anymore. Oh my god, why not? Well, Choke has it, I bet. Someone probably sued.
Yeah.
Once someone sues, that's it.
So many good things.
We had, like, a really wild west childhood. Like, we really played outside too. Like, I used to play out every day.
Remember CDs?
CDs. You mean you have a Walkman?
Yeah, when I first got a car, I had, like, that, like, the DJ, like, the book thingy. And I probably had all CDs. They were all labelled as well. Like, I've written on them with a CD pen. I had a CD pen, and you'd literally, my friend, I used to be the driver, my friend used to be there. She'd be flicking through, like, which one, and change it. Like, so
proper,
jokes.
like, booklet and everything. And do you remember when you used to, like, click on the car and, like, take off the, like, you just take off the front part of the CD player?
Yeah, so people didn't steal it.
Oh my god, what
That's
time to be alive,
crazy.
man. It makes me feel real old.
That's really nuts.
Kids today will never understand.
And back then, I don't think I even had maps on my phone. How was I getting anywhere?
Fuck knows.
I was driving from, like, northwest to south.
Let's talk about this, because you had a south boyfriend when you lived in northwest. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was even, like, BlackBerry days, so there was no maps on there.
So how far are you driving to see him? Like an hour and a half?
Northwest London, like NW9 Kingsbury to Lewisham. And there was also another guy who basically was, like, my ex. I used to drive to Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace is not so bad. Crystal Palace is a nicer area than Lewisham.
Yeah, but it's further for me.
Yeah,
than
true.
Lewisham.
Why was you doing this? You used to love a South man.
I don't know. There was just no men for me in my area
You
that
thought.
I liked. There was a guy who lived in the road next to me who used to like me. Would have been more convenient.
I also feel like back then, like when I was in school or like when I was in even college, like I feel like you didn't have a boyfriend on Monday. Like, you break up with one boyfriend on Monday, you could have a new boyfriend 2 weeks later.
Oh, I didn't. I was probably still crying about
No,
said
I
boyfriend.
could have a new boyfriend like 2 weeks later.
Really?
Yeah, instant.
No wonder you was getting called the slag.
Yeah.
Like, just in and out.
I was just like, cool, I'll get a new man. I couldn't be alone. I hated being alone.
Really?
Yeah, or even if I was just talking to another guy, I'd have to be talking to another guy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I didn't know how to be alone.
Well, back then, I feel like you'd be talking to multiple people. I feel like there was always, like, somebody about.
Yeah, it's like one person drops off, so you pick up an old one back on the burner.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, it was just never, like,
Yeah.
singleness. I didn't know how to be alone then.
There was more, I think there was just more people to flirt with, maybe.
Standards were lower too.
Yeah.
Standards were in the gutter.
I don't really know where I used to meet people.
We just met people. People used to talk there then. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't matter where you were, like, you'd be out.
Or like Sunday show.
The Sunday
there was
show,
always a hot
the
man
rave.
there.
Like, there's
Yeah.
always somewhere to meet someone back then.
Yeah, there was. But that's what I mean. I think a lot of the guys that I would talk to or date, I'd met them like at Sunday shows, so they'd all be like from South.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
why.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't my fault.
Just
I mean, I was doing up mileage. What can I say?
live your life, girl. Live your life.
No talent in the Northwest
Oh,
side.
no. We always used to think from South, though, as a South girls. Like, I remember there was one day we were like on the bus coming to like a rave. So we were going to a rave from like South into Central. So it used to be like the bendy bus. And then a bunch of guys got on the bendy bus and they were from Northwest. Obviously, I've never seen these Northwest men before in my life. And I was like, oh my God, like they're so beautiful. Like, fuck South men. Like, Northwest men are the way. Like, I can't remember who they were to this day. Like, I don't remember. But like, and even like when like Facebook really started, that's when I really started to be like, oh, there's man outside South.
Because
like,
see the tagged photos
yeah,
from the raves. And
so
you're
you'd
like,
see them from the
"Ooh."
rave. Then I think that's even like how I met like all the people I know from Northwest now, like all the guys. I met them from like Facebook.
Oh man.
Yeah, doing
That's
up
crazy.
Facebook. I remember one guy from Northwest took a bus all the way from like a place that begins with a H.
Harrow.
Harrow. He bus from Harrow
Ooh,
to
I know
New Cross.
everybody from Harrow.
We'll discuss offline.
Harrow to New Cross is insanity.
He came all the way on the bus.
That is long.
And do you know what? Obviously, I couldn't even bring him in my house because I was like 16, 17. So I was like, come to my house. Like, he just came, we just like walked or whatever. Like, just walked around South and then he went back home on the bus.
Wow.
And it wasn't like when you would go on dates to like, you know, you wouldn't go on dates.
Yeah,
So like,
no,
we
no,
probably
no.
went to like the chicken and chip shop together or
park,
something. Or the
like-
park. Like, we couldn't go like for a meal because we didn't know about
Yeah.
that stuff then. So like, he just came down, like we went and probably had like McDonald's or the chicken and chip shop and then like walked around whatever and then he went home.
Yeah.
Crazy.
McDonald's was like the chill spot. That's really wild.
Knackeries. Remember when people had children's parties in McD's?
Oh, I had one.
Did you?
Yeah.
I couldn't have one because it's my
You've
birthday.
never had one?
Well, it was on Christmas Day, so like you couldn't have a birthday party there on Christmas
You
Day.
really got cheated.
I know. My
Should
brother
we
had a
throw you
pizza
a
party.
McDonald's party?
No, I don't want a McDonald's party.
Yeah, I had a great one.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a Simba cake and everything.
Oh my god, lovely. I think my brother had the Simba cake. It was from like the
Really?
supermarket, right?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
There was a
Mine
Simba
was like a
cake.
proper nice one.
His was nice too. It tasted good. I actually remember that cake.
I remember the Simba was made of marzipan. He had a McD's one.
A McD's party, I think so, or a Pizza Hut one.
Oh, a Pizza Express.
No, Pizza Hut.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Back when there used to be like you used to be able to like make your pizzas and stuff.
I thought that was Pizza Express.
No, Pizza Hut.
I mean, that sounds kind of fun.
It was fun. Pizza was good. Back when Pizza Hut popped. I don't think Pizza Hut pops no more.
It does not.
Who like goes to Pizza Hut these days?
I don't even know how it's all going.
But you know what? I think like a couple of years back, one of my friends said, "Oh, I just want to stop in Pizza Hut." It was like a drive-through, and they got the cookie dough. Oh my god, it's actually
Was
banging.
it good?
Yeah, it was banging. It was like
I
hot
feel
cookie
like
dough.
I used to eat this.
It was like hot cookie dough. It was so good.
I definitely used to eat this Pizza Hut cookie dough. Yeah, it was good. I'm like trying to remember. I'm like
Something that's like quintessentially happened if you grew up in London, like you'd know.
carnival.
I think
Was
that's-
you allowed to go to?
I wasn't
allowed.
allowed.
Was you?
No.
I was. I think my dad used to go, so he was just like bye, and I was like bye.
I think maybe I went as a child like, on the Children's Day once, but like until
Really?
after that I didn't ever go until like as like my friends. I went on our first time when I was like 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we used to go like, but I think because maybe it was like closer to Northwest.
Exactly, it was
like-
too far for me to be allowed to go before that.
Yeah, and then I remember at the end, everyone's like, "So how many numbers did you give out?" Like,
Really?
Yeah, it was like a thing. It was like okay, like, and then after that, who'd be linking who? Like, and then like one of my friends would be like, "I'm linking a guy from the south," and we'd be like. It was literally like the whole
Jokes. Yeah, I remember there used to
So
also be the
mad.
thing like of how many numbers you could get, and we used to have a code like 999 and 990. So 999, if you see a hot guy, 999, 999, and if you see a guy was like, if people were like saying 999 and then you get closer, you're like, oh, 990, 990, like this means it's not good.
What?
Avoid.
Maybe we should start using that now.
Honestly.
990.
Like,
that's so weird.
Yeah. Carnival, like not even just carnival, for like festivals and stuff. Even in my adulthood, we used that a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we never had a code.
Yeah, we had a code. We loved a code. Even like if we was in a public space and we're talking about sex, we would say Monopoly. So like if we were talking about saying, oh, did you guys play Monopoly? And that would mean like, did you get it in?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, we never had these.
So that we could like talk about things in public.
Oh. Did you ever used to use that language in school?
Gillagoo, gallagoo, gallagoo.
Yeah, Cavagan. Well, I forgot, Yiviging.
What idiots, honest to God. Who made that
Did
up?
people understand that? Because I feel like it's quite easy to understand.
You're just basically adding gillagoo or gallagoo around a word.
What is it called?
I think it's like pigeon language or something.
Oh my God. Memory unlocked. What forgot? Ivigiz, go, Iviging, Ovagon.
What have we got going on?
Weverge, Leverge, Covergum. No.
What are you saying? It's giving Ingardium Leviosa.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Let's move on because you clearly don't know what you're saying.
That is funny. Yeah, we used to use that all the time in school. And think that like nobody.
Oh, like, is
understood.
it bubble language? Maybe is that what we called it?
Do you remember those plastic things that you used to like? What? They were like you used to put them on your bag, and you used to like.
Oh, and you used to like braid them together, and it was like a square.
Yeah, it was a square. Yeah.
Why did we love it? And you used to get those like who's got new like colours or whatever.
Yeah.
We had some dumb trends.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like,
everybody used to put them on their bags.
Yeah, I had one on my bag.
I mean,
with my
we
keys
were
on it.
creative as hell.
We were. We used to find time. And did you ever do that the string game? And you used to like string the stuff together.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. Honestly.
So many creative things. I used to write like stories.
I used to make books.
Did you?
Yeah, my aunt always talks about how when she was young, she used to make books.
Oh.
And I used to like make a book. But this is not London. Like this is not really London thing. It's just like me thing. But like I used to make a book, and then like it used to be my book, and then at the end like just loads of pictures.
I think a London thing was like chilling in shopping centres. That was like a big.
We
thing as a
didn't
teen.
because we didn't really have a shopping centre.
Oh.
Like there's not really a proper shopping centre in Peckham, and there's not really a good shopping centre in like Lewisham. And obviously I lived between the two, so I'd be in one or the other.
Weekend?
We didn't chill in the shopping centre.
So what did you used to do on the weekend?
We used to chill in the park.
Oh yeah, we used to do that too.
Chill in the park.
We used to chill in Brent Cross was like our local one. We used to chill there all the time.
There was like loads of little parks where we live, so we just chill in different ones.
And there was this guy that I used to fancy, so he worked in River Island, so I used to go in and probably like, and then like run out. Like literally, and I was like, oh my God, it's all Ryan. And they'll be like, oh my God.
These times Ryan probably thinks you're crazy.
Ryan does not know my name at this point. Like,
yeah, no.
that is so
I'm
funny.
trying to think what else.
We also used to go in like to La Senza and like buy thongs, and that was
La Senza was the place. That
was like a whole thing.
And imagine you used to buy a set. And you'd be like, I got my set from La Senza. And like, did you ever have like wear a t-shirt like this and you'd have like a pink lace bra underneath?
Or like red.
Who told us that was cute? Not good. Yeah, I think we were obsessed with boys back then. Definitely obsessed.
It was just the cool thing to like have a boyfriend, and if you didn't, you were whack.
Yeah, for sure.
I spent many a night being like, I'm whack, man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really?
When nobody likes you, you're like, shit.
Yeah, you couldn't be single back then.
I was single.
Yeah, but it wasn't cool.
It wasn't cool.
No. It's cool.
And I had like glasses in school, so
Did
like,
you?
Yeah, it was tough.
Look at the glow up though. Let's a round of applause. Round of applause for the glow up.
It was tough because if you wore glasses, you were like automatically like.
So in
nerdy.
secondary school, we had this thing called confessions. I hated it.
Oh, you told me about it.
Did I tell you? Did I speak about this on the podcast? But like, basically, it was like we used to. It's mad. Basically, we would sit around in a circle, and then everyone would one by one tell you something that they don't like or something they wanted to confess to you.
This is so weird.
And I used to hate it because I never really had much to say about other people because I was a bit too shook to say what I really thought. But nobody was shook to tell me what they thought about me, so I would just get laid into all the time. Like one time, one girl was like, "You spend too much time with Tareen," one of the girls in the group, and she was like, "So like, I feel like you've taken my friend away, so I'm not happy about that." And then everyone was like, "Yeah, you spend too much time together. Yeah, you spend too much time together." So then after that, it was like me and her felt like we couldn't really be tight because we felt like everybody hated that we were friends such close, and I feel like we actually drifted apart because of that. Yeah, and then I went to a different college.
Tareen,
so then,
reach out.
I know, and then I went to a different college after secondary school than her. So then we like really kind of went distant ways because she kind of felt like no one wanted us to be friends. I remember one girl, I speak to her now, but like one day she just decided she didn't want to be my friend anymore. She just completely started blanking me, stopped speaking to me for like 2 years.
That's so weird.
Like, girls were crazy in secondary school. Like, girls moved
tough.
nuts. And I think I've said to you before, but I feel like secondary school was like, I was popular, hating life, because it was better to be popular and hate life than to be unpopular and still hate life.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to have to be here, like, surviving in the cool gang. But, like, most of the girls were like, we don't like you. And I think when I look back at it now, it was probably a lot of jealousy.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't know I was pretty. I had no idea I was pretty.
Didn't you used to go to like their parties and like sleepovers and stuff?
Yeah, we still get invited, but it doesn't mean people wouldn't be mean to you. Like, you go knowing people are going to probably be mean, but like...
Really?
Yeah. And like, I genuinely didn't know I was pretty. I didn't find out I was pretty until like I almost left secondary school. Yeah, I didn't know. Because the way that girls used to act about me, I just thought, fuck, like I'm obviously like this ugly duckling girl.
Yeah.
And like also, and then obviously I used to like not give it up. So I was frigid. So I was known for being,
frigid.
Before I was a schlig,
Frigid
I was
gang.
frigid. So it was like, Ashley's frigid, she's not cute, no one thinks she's chubby, like no one. So I just think I was this ugly little chubby frigid girl. Yeah, and then I remember.
What the thing is, they're calling a 15-year-olds frigid. What
you should be frigid at 15.
Loosening it up every second.
Because they were loosening it up. So it's like, oh, why are you not loosening it up? Because do you know what I mean? And then like also I remember one day, this is when I found out I might be pretty. One day basically, I was having a conversation with this one girl who was mad confident and she was really nice. She was kind of in the popular gang, but also like kind of separate. And then she was like, we were talking and I was like, yeah, because you know, like, everyone's like way prettier than me and stuff. And she was like, what? She literally went down round. She took me to like 15 people and was like, who's prettier, Ashley or Amber? And everyone said my name. And I was like, oh, I'm the pretty one.
That's really
it was like
crazy.
mind blowing because I thought I was the ugly one. I was the ugly friend. Because this Amber girl was my best friend. So I always thought I was like the ugly friend. And like everyone was like, no, you're the pretty friend.
I think also if you're not in like, we used to have people used to write their top fives in the planners. Remember the planners? Everyone used to like scribble on them. And we used to have this thing called top fives where like people would say like who they fancied basically.
Well, we didn't have that because we were girls' school.
Oh, right. So it would be on everyone's planners like, well, who's your top five? And I was never in anyone's top five. And I was like, damn, man.
Damn, Africa.
I was like, oh, no. But that really like, you do think that you're dry because like, nobody likes you.
And I remember there was this boy that like moved to me and he was like kind of like, he was very well known in Peckham because he played football and he like went on to go play like pro. And we dated for like a long time. And like I remember the first day I spoke to him was like this like shubs I went to, met him, whatever, exchanged numbers. And then the next girl, like one of the most popular girls in the group who was like kind of like, I won't say she ran the group, but everyone's kind of scared of her. So, like, it was kind of like, like, if she told you off, you were, like, shook, basically. And she was like, oh, you would talk to him. Like, he's ugly, whatever. And it was like, but, you know, for you, kind of vibes. And I was like, oh, fuck. But I think now looking back, she was probably jealous that I was dating this old, like, this guy. He wasn't much older. I think I was, like, 15 and he was, like, 17.
Yeah.
But, like, I think she was probably jealous of that. And then because he didn't like her. And then also after I started dating him, that's when a lot of the boys around the end kind of started to find out who I was, because I had been like sheltered away from all the mandem. No one knew me. And then everyone found out who I was and was like, oh, she's so pretty. And then I started to find out, oh, I'm actually like pretty. You know?
And also it's the situation you're in, because I went to like a very like Irish school, like very, do you know what I mean? Like maybe those type of people like weren't my type, I wasn't their type, and I probably like,
because there's a lot of mostly white people in the school, right?
And I like fancied them, but I think I fancied them because it was like the situation.
I
had to
always say
somebody.
this,
like,
I always say this, like circumstantial niceness.
Exactly.
Like if you were in that situation again, you wouldn't choose those people, but because they were the only people there due to circumstance, you like them. Crazy.
I remember there was one boy who was like the year below me and I liked him, and then I told like one girl and then she basically ended up telling everyone, and then basically there was this rumor that went round that me and him had like gone on a date or I'd kissed him or something. I can't remember what it was. I remember like he in the lunch hall in the middle of everyone, he was like, I never liked you or I never kissed you or whatever it was, and I literally wanted to die. And I was like, I literally think I walked out crying, and this girl had like told everyone, and I was like, this is bad. And then like years after that, the glow up, he was like, you're cute, and I was like, you're not, hun.
Yeah, all the boys I fancied back then, not cute now.
I think if you're like the ugly duckling in school, I think you're like, that's the best kind of person to be, because later on you like look better, you're not conceited, you're not like you're like humbled, basically.
And I also feel like you have time to like develop a personality. Whereas like I think a lot of the girls and guys who were like really hot in school, some of them are still hot now, but they're dry.
Yeah.
Dry people. Why are
It's
hotties
true.
so dry?
Yeah. All the people who were like the hottest in school, I think that now I'm like, oh.
Damn. Well, I think that's all we got down for.
Gosh, we episode 3 of
Nattered away. London. Do you know what? If you're from London, or even if you're not from London, and you have questions from about growing up, or memories about growing up in London, or questions about growing up in London, shoot us a question.
Yeah, I want to hear people's memes, because I'm so with the nostalgia.
I'd love some memes, some London life memes. Well, we hope you enjoyed being in the suite with us.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.